I've never really actually sat down and thought about being a leader. I just kind of have lived my life how I thought was the best way possible. I just have a strong personality, so a lot of times people with strong personalities tend to become leaders easier than people with sort of introverted personalities. I think the best types of leaders lead by example. I try to do that. I don't know if I'm successful or not, but I try to work harder. If I want my partner to work hard, I have to work harder to them. And I think that's what Natasha and I did really well. Definitely I let that one. I feel like I was more in tune with opponents. I was a student of the game more so than she was. She was more of a winger. She was more of like a show up and play tennis. She was so talented. She could just step on the court and be amazing. I had to work harder at it, so I had to really understand the opponent. So when we were playing, most of the strategy and the tactics came from me. Like I was really the one sort of dictating how we were going to beat a certain person or who was going to cover what shot. But she was, obviously sometimes she had to lead because leaders have to be able to follow. And there were times when she was playing better than I was, or she was more confident, and I had to, step back and let her be the leader in some moments. One thing that I sort of insist that we do is we actually had therapy sessions. I had a psychologist that traveled with me because mental toughness was not something that came easy for me. I had to really work hard on that. And we would sit and talk to him about stuff, right? And she didn't like it. She did not want to. She thought it was kind of crazy. But if you look at those teams nowadays, they play 1 year, 2 years, and they're on to the next one because it's hard. I insisted, and it was like non-negotiable that we were going to talk about our issues off the court so that they didn't come out on the court. Pretty much can guarantee you that that's why we were as successful as we were for as long as we were. When I was adamant about something, I didn't want to be debated. It's like, just do this, and if it's not working, then we'll change it. But trust me that I think this is going to work, right? So it had to be like forceful sometimes. And I wasn't always right, but at least try it, and then if it doesn't work, then we'll adjust.